When you're already swamped and your manager adds one more task, is it okay to say...
That is the one question I should have asked. In the latest episode of Make Sense, the podcast of SKEMA Business School, I sat down with Cédric Laforge, a SKEMA graduate and international marketing operations manager at the luxury watchmaker Vacheron Constantin. I wanted answers to a simple question: how do you avoid being overwhelmed? Like Homer Simpson, Cédric Laforge has a lot on his plate, and yet he never seems overwhelmed. He shared many of his secrets with us, but there's one situation we didn't talk about.
Make sense? Make sense.
Cédric, one of the keys to avoiding overload is obviously being organized, but let's be honest, sometimes your manager simply gives you too much. When you're already swamped and your manager adds one more task, is it okay to say no?
Of course, it's okay to say no. It's your role as an employee to raise your hand, to be able to say, sometimes this I cannot do because of X, Y, Z reason. And it's also, as a manager, your role to kind of foresee that, to be able to welcome the no as well, because that could be part of your routine, of your daily life as a manager, to have sometimes no, I cannot, and it's okay, and we find solutions to make it happen. And I would say that I love my interns, but sometimes in the new generations, we have sort of a trend of being overwhelmed and overloaded, overworked for plenty of unnecessary reason or weird reason sometimes. And it's really a way for us to also reflect on the new generation, obviously. But I would advise them as SKEMA students, when they will be out of the school, to really think of, are they really overwhelmed? It's not because they have 20 projects to run that they have to deliver it like instantly. We now live super instantly in everything we do, and we don't really all the time need to deliver your work at the lightning space. It's not working like this, really. I really encourage my teams, especially to raise their hand, say no, or I can do it with this timing, I can do it with this resource, and we allocate sometimes resources, additional resources, especially for a specific project to make it happen in the best possible way.
So, Cédric, would you have an example of someone actually saying no to you?
The most efficient people in my teams are the ones who are able to say no. And they know that I welcome the no with pleasure sometimes, because we are never always on site. And I would really like to give a big kudos to Elodie, Melissa, Atsuko, all my main managers of my teams in Middle East, China, Japan. They are sometimes able to say no to me. They are explaining me the no. They are giving me solutions. And as long as we aim at the right result, we know how to get there, we find a solution, that's perfect for me. Result is the key.
If Homer's son Bart had to sum up this episode in one sentence on his famous blackboard, he would probably quote the French moralist Jean de La Fontaine, "Slow and steady wins the race." But there's another episode of Make Sense, the podcast of SKEMA Business School, which teaches us an additional lesson, that of Hakuna Matata. In other words, no worries. Inspired by the motto of the Lion King, you'll discover how to innovate with very little. Enjoy the episode and happy listening.